The quality of your listing appointment and buyer appointment directly correlates to your conversion rate. So my question is, how strong is your appointment? How strong is your listing appointment and how strong is your buyer appointment? This will directly correlate to your conversion ratios. And the reality is a lot of people don't practice their appointment. They don't work on their skills. They don't practice their scripts. So I've got 3 key stats that will help you determine how good your appointment is. So when you think about this, you want to understand the value behind the appointment. And the value behind the appointment is that according to the Harvard Business Review, when you can meet someone face-to-face in the sales arena, you have a 34x higher conversion rate. 34 times. This is a bananas number. And that's according to the Harvard Business Review. So that really demonstrates the need to practice your appointment. And then what we know is that there's an optimal duration for an appointment, 30 to 60 minutes. Now, a listing appointment, the whole appointment isn't 30 to 60 minutes because maybe you're walking around the home and you're touring it. And if you're really good, you're getting the contract signed. That could take another 30, 45 minutes right there. So I'm talking about the actual presentation. I would lean closer to 30 minutes, but we know this can go back and forth. You got to keep it in that 30 to 60 minute window because then people start to disengage. And time is needed for a thorough trust building conversation. So you know the benefit of getting face-to-face with people. Now you know the ideal time, and the key topic should be a 3+1 format. What I mean by that is one topic, this is the +1, should always be the consumer's goals. When you're focusing on people and what they want to accomplish, good things will happen in your business. If you're not focusing on that and making that one of the key components, then you're in a tough spot. The 3 should be the 3 things you actually cover. So in a buyer appointment, that would likely be the purchase process, the state of the market, where the market's going, and understanding financing and how the financing market works. Those are the 3 big components in a buyer presentation. In a seller presentation, those 3 components are getting the right emotional reaction when buyers walk through the door, making sure you have the right exposure online and offline, and positioning the home to be the next to sell. Any presentation class you go to, I learned this in speech communications at Syracuse University. You want to have 3 topics you cover in any presentation. This is every single presentation study that's been done. 3 is the magic number, my friends. So when you clearly define that, you're setting yourself up for success. Notice what I didn't talk about here. How great I am. Why you should hire me. That's not what we're talking about here. A lot of that information should be sent beforehand in a pre-appointment email with a video, which I've covered ad nauseum here on the show. But now you've got these stats that tell you the reasons why your presentation should be strong. Do you have a 3+1 key topic format? Is it 30 to 60 minutes when it's timed? Closer to 30, knowing that there's going to be some back and forth that's going to elongate it when it actually happens. And you're going to get a 34x increase in conversion. So we know what to cover. We know the timing of this. Then you got to decide how often you're practicing it. I'd be practicing this once a week. Start with the buyer presentation. We had a salon owner come in and talk to our team. Laura Cordaro, big shout out here. She came in and talked to our entire sales team, and she worked her way up, and now she owns the salon. Started off just working there. And what she said to everybody is you have to sweep the hair before you cut the hair. So think about that. A lot of people, they want to jump right into listings. That's the more difficult of the 2 meetings. Let's call it what it is. Sellers are going to have higher standards. It's going to be different. I'm not saying you can't get listings, but if you're going to work at one, master the buyer presentation first, get your conversion rate to a high number, then get to the seller meeting, the listing appointment, and work on that. Get good at one thing before you're just average at all of them, right? That's the idea here. So I would be working on the buyer consultation first. And this should be part of your business plan. We've been talking about business planning nonstop. Part of business planning is skill building. And I role play daily with our team. We role play 7 times a week. And we also practice our appointment because the worst time to figure out what to say is when you're actually saying it, according to Phil Jones. And that's no different than your appointment. So think about the benefit here. We just had a team meeting where we talked about this. And the comment was, I know when I get a buyer face-to-face, I have a very high percentage of closing them. Well, why aren't we doing this more often? Is it because you're lazy? Is it because you think it's easy meeting people and hoping you're going to win on personality instead of winning on skill and tactical presentation of what you can do differently to help someone with their real estate needs? That's why a lot of agents are dabblers. They wing it because they're winning on personality, not winning on skill. So imagine if you were able to increase conversion 34 times over the next 12 months. What would it do for your business? That's why you want to practice your presentation. There is such a high benefit here. And you want to think about things like body language. How are you sitting at the table? Are your shoulders open? Are you giving a firm handshake that's equal pressure? Are you looking people in the eye and introducing yourself? Are you dressing like this at your interviews? You want to practice everything like you're going to do it in real life. There's a major benefit here. And remember, this directly correlates to your conversion and client satisfaction. So practice your appointment. Just put it in your business plan. There's a lot of stats there that tell me exactly what you should be doing. If you want to have a high conversion rate, the question is, are you going to actually do it?